welcome to Happy Hour with the Friendly Neighborhood Old Bat. How y'all doing today? I see we have Todd Malico. How you doing? And we have Sunnyside. It's going better now that I'm off work. How you doing? Good to see you both. Good to see you both. Time to get started. Hey. Let's get started with just a person trying to human.
So I'm pretty sure this microphone is broken. So I'm just going to make this quick. It's pretty clear to me that the guy is extremely damaged individual.
You know, Shanny, they do have medications to control those types of spasms. Yeah, I know. Just saying. I don't know what the fuck she calls herself doing there. I know her hair looks like if she fell on her head, she'd slide for 9 miles. She looks dirty. As per the usual, I've been working all fucking day. It still look better. Hey Guido, hey Blue, hey Shiloh, hey Derek O'Brien, how you all doing? Hey Shiloh, hi. Hey, my ass is dragging. Just my mouse. Oh, my lighter.
Yeah, I realized there was like no sound, bros. What's up? So, like, I had an epiphany, you know, and it's a very good epiphany, you know, because I get a lot of fucking hate, a lot, and I feel like I'm always in like this defense mode, but at the same time I censor myself from saying what I truly want to say. And I've been doing this for a long time.
Since fucking when? Since fucking when? Bitch. Bitch. I don't fucking think so. You're always saying something fucking sideways. Always.
And I realize it's been G-Man telling me not to mention someone's name about a year ago.
Sure, Sunnyside.
And I think that's when the plan started.
Sure, Sunnyside. What's the favor, baby?
Because he wasn't monitoring drag, he was monitoring us for drag. See, for like a whole year or more now, I have not said Dragnot's name, nor have I really mentioned him or talked about him. Because he is my number one stalker. He is the number one reason why I have problems in my life. He's a piece of shit. He thinks everything he's doing is for the lulz, but he's manipulated my life so bad. And I know he does it to other people by threatening them and telling people, oh, you can't listen to her, and contacting people that know me.
Hey,
But at the same
Deviant.
time, he does it in such a subtle way.
Yeah, Sunnyside, you can ask for a favor. Sure, go on. Ask.
That many people don't notice it who view him. And I don't view him. I used to view him.
Hey, Colonel
You know,
Chubbs. Hey,
his
how you
number one
doing?
goal, though, I will say, is he wants you to bow down to him. And that's why he's doing what he's.
Hey, let's get some hearts in the chat for Sunnyside's daughter. That's some harsh stuff, man. That's some truly harsh stuff. And if you're of the praying persuasion, pray for her. Pray for her daughter. And if you're the sending the good vibes type, send good vibes. And if you're not, just have a nice thought or two. That'd be great. We're here to support you, Sunnyside. We're here to support you.
Doing for me that he's been doing to me for years is I've never bowed down to him.
Take the Lord Marshal's offer and bow.
I bow to no man.
He's not a man.
I'm just gonna say what I want to fucking say and not give a fuck. If I'm angry, I'm angry. If I'm passionate about something, I'm fucking passionate about something. I've been so limiting myself in speech because of this stupid fucking guy. Because of all the fucking harassment that he's thrown at me by bringing other people in to do his bidding. Because he threatens them too. He threatens them too. And no, that's not all he's doing by playing your videos. You don't understand. This dude has his own Discord server. He has one where the people he wants to see, and then he has the one that's done in secret.
Oh, shut up, Shanny. Yeah, I know. I bet, Sonny. I wish I could reach out and give you a hug. I bet it has, Sonny. Are you in my Discord? I wish there was something I could do. Okay. DM me if you need anything. Okay? DM me if you need anything at all. If you need to talk, DM me. It may be a few hours before I get back with you, but I will get back with you. I won't leave you hanging for a week. I'll get back with you. that same day. Oh, you're fine, Sunnyside. You know what? We're a family here. We're family. I don't mind taking a little time to support someone who needs it. And you're not disturbing me. If you were, I'd sound exasperated. Hey, Derek, how you doing? Now on with the show. Hey, Lynette, oh no, how you doing, baby? Look at it. She's got dog ears in her greasy ass fucking cut up hair. God, she's a mess. Is there ever a time when she doesn't look like total fucking hell?
The one where all this stuff is planned out. Because if you notice, he always says there's a story arc regarding my life, but it's just my life. There's no arcs to my life. He acts like it's like reality TV
Deandra!
or it's like a show. They call me names, they make fun of me, they dehumanize me. This man goes to every single person that is on my comments and contacts them. How is that not stalking? No, that is not true, JTPM. He doesn't only expose everything I put there out on the internet, because he actually hired someone to break into my house.
You are a lying scumbag bitch. You are. You are a lying scumbag bitch. You just don't want to admit that you're a fucking pig. And that you left your kids in squalor. Y'all slept and ate in squalor. Disgusting bitch. You're just mad that you were exposed. And that the video told us basically what we already knew. That you're a disgusting pig of a woman. Who ruins everything she touches. That couch will be black and filthy from grime from your body because you're gross and you don't like to bathe. Those curtains behind you will go from a pristine white to a charcoal brown from tar and nicotine. That once beautiful house will be ruined.
Ransack it and tape it for everyone to see. Don't lie. Did I say record my
Ew.
house? I didn't say my house was open to go in. I said my garage. There's a difference between going into someone's garage and going into someone's house and recording it after ransacking it. And you know it's fucking ransacked because I was taping 2 days before and my house was clean.
You liar.
Don't lie.
You are a liar.
He's done horrible things to me. And he does things under disguises. He emails you threats.
Is there?
He gets in contact with anything he knows personally about you. He is a horrible person, and I've been silent about him because I was told to by G-Man, and I realized, why the fuck am I being silent with this guy and not saying his name and exposing the fuck out of him?
Everything you're saying is a lie.
Yes, he does have a wife. I'll say that. He does have a wife, but he's so obsessed with me that their marriage had to go open so she could fuck other men because he's not pleasing her. So, whatever.
Whatever, bitch.
I have asked this man several times to leave me alone. I have asked this man several times to stop stalking me, to stop using my videos. Yeah, she also sleeps with other women because he don't fucking go down on her because he's not a real fucking man. Period. Period. He wants to go and fucking talk shit about me every fucking day. I think for the Christmas spirit, I'm at least given one video where I talk shit about you. And this is just the beginning of it.
Okay.
And we're going to see your kingdom crash to the ground.
Hey guys, so I thought I'd go ahead and do a quick a video response. Not even so much as a video response, just kind of a little I can't even really say it's a diatribe because I don't feel the anger or anything usually associated with diatribes or rants. It's more of an explanation of a deeper understanding of who a certain YouTuber is here on YouTube that I've had the misfortune of having to argue with when it really is a waste of my time.
Will you get to the fucking point?
And I think a lot of us know who I'm already talking about. You know, it's interesting because usually when somebody has a near-death experience, they have some humility. They have humility. They have an understanding. They take
Is there a point? Is there a point to this? If there is, I would like to hear it. Get to it, boy.
Stock of their life and actually think about the fact that, you know, they're immortal and someday they're gonna pass away. And all of what I know of TJ is what he posts online, just like all anybody really knows of me is what I post online. And, you know, it's like I've never understood the hatred and the hostility that he and others have for me, for example, because I've never done anything to the guy. I've never physically interacted with the guy. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. It's a little too bright.
Well, you got me kind of stirred up whenever you in that veteran video. And I had a few choice words for you. Then you had a few choice words for me. And etc., 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 etc. And we've been name calling each other ever since. You're the type of guy that would bring a pea shooter to a fucking nuke fight. And I nuke you every fucking time. Pissant. So you think TJ isn't humble enough? And what brought you to this conclusion? Talk about a lack of humility. You have no humility. And I think you are in desperate need of humbling, sir.
I don't know, maybe I should.
That's the ugliest fucking shirt I've ever seen in my damn life. But thank you for wearing one. We don't need to see your conical titties.
Maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. You know, lighting is one of those things because it's like how I see it on film. On video is not the way I'm seeing it. Like I'll see it this way, but I'm not.
Hey, Chaparita!
I'm not seeing like right now. I mean, I can see the camera, but once I upload it, it's gonna be a little bit different. It might be too bright or not bright enough. You know, and the lighting itself is kind of a representation of consciousness. You know, TJ is older than I am. He's like, what, 52?
No, he's not.
He's around my age. He might be, 49. Maybe.
No, he's like 42. He's younger than you by 8 years, you dumbass. God, you're stupid. Why do you always make people older than you? Or older than what they are when you want to insult them? You look older than what you are. You look like Uncle Fester on crack.
Maybe he's 49 or something. I don't know. I really don't pay attention to that kind of thing.
Yeah, you
But
do.
I do find it interesting how, he's close to my age. And he wants to live like a child in that he wants to escape, right? And I look at his atheism, I look at his behavior, I look at his belief system. I know somebody will sit there, he's an atheist, he doesn't have a belief system. No, he definitely has a belief system. Everybody has a philosophy about their own lives, right? Everybody has a narrative about their own lives, or the lives of others, or, how life is going to work out, or, we all have disappointments and, triumphs and hopes and fears and dreams. We all do. Right? We all have desires. You know, apparently TJ's desire to basically, I took this down, it's hurting my eyes.
Good Lord, man. You are the worst. Oh my God. Make the fucking point. You meander more than anybody I've ever seen, and I meander. I have a tendency to meander.
TJ's desire was to, even after his first near-death experience, was to basically continue being an alcoholic and doing whatever other drugs he was doing. You know, and I know it was probably an overdose that did it.
How the fuck do you know? How the fuck do you know? How the fuck do you know? Were you in the room with him? As far as the alcohol use, I think you need to clean in your own backyard first before you go calling anybody else a drunk.
Because, I mean, the thing of it is like, TJ does not seem to me to be somebody who's going to be that careful with their medication. You know?
Hey, Revolver Perny.
And we've all done it. I'm not going to sit there and say I'm perfect. I'm not going to sit there and say everybody is perfect and TJ's
Hey, Andrea.
No, you know, and that's part of the problem is like this little circle that TJ is part of. And I do blame Carrie for part of the enabling because he gets her views. He gets her views. He gets her subscribers. He gets her the dopamine hit that she needs, right? It's almost like this, you know, joy by osmosis, right? TJ is gonna do the drugs. Well, she's gonna sit there and act like she's this good little girl who has gone through rehab and is, you know, straight edge and pure, despite the fact that she's constantly sucking the weed, right? She's constantly, you know, doing the weed, whether it's edibles or whatever, right? And it's just kind of this, it's this pattern of, I'm going to pretend to be your friend so I can enable you to destroy yourself so I can get something out of it. And then when something does happen to you, I can pretend that I'm your only friend and that, oh, I care so much. And it's just, it's all projection. It's all pretend.
You know what? I'm going to speed you up. You're driving me nuts.
I don't think Carrie cares at all about TJ. I don't think she cares about him at all, honestly. You know. Yeah, I know that. I know that one only. Yeah, I know that. Straight edge means no drugs, not even caffeine. That would indicate not even sugar. But then it's like, how do you define a drug? A drug is anything that changes the biochemical composition of the human body. Therefore, water is a drug. Yeah, oxygen is a drug. Everything is a drug if you're going to use that definition, right? Right. Food is a drug, right? So I was watching just a few minutes. I popped in, like, a few minutes at a time. Sabella told me to stop, so I stopped. I didn't watch the whole thing, which, you know, wasn't really, you know, I kind of need to just avoid that stuff because it's so negative and it's so nonsensical. You know, and I saw this one TikTok where somebody was like sitting there, and it was a sarcastic thing. It was somebody was like saying, "Oh, it's not that deep. It's not that deep."
It isn't that damn deep. Why don't you keep it online? Don't go IRL on people. You know? People who go IRL are assholes. Personal opinion.
You know why it's not that deep? It's because you're sitting in a pot, and they just went off and was talking about how, these people who say that, usually it's because they're floating around in the kiddie pool. They're literally wandering around in a kiddie pool that's filled with sewage, and they want to pretend that they are, I don't know what's a good opposite of somebody in a wading pool, right? Somebody who, I can't even say like national swimming champ, because that's not even.
I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. You have lost your marbles completely. You are obsessed with TJ. I think it's because he has everything you want. And I think you got a little crush on Carrie.
The extreme end of the wading pool. It's like Carrie is wandering around in a wading pool, and of course they're all toddler mentality, right? You know how a little kid is. They're in a wading pool, and they want to pretend that they're out in the ocean, and they're diving deep, and they're fighting sharks, and they're fighting octopus, and they're fighting pirates, and they're just it's just the vast expanse of the ocean, but they're in a little tiny wading pool, and their siblings are in the pool with them, and one of them ends up pissing on the pool, and it's like that's what Carrie's channel is. That's what her chat is. That's what every time she does a live stream, it's these toddlers climbing into the wading pool and acting as if they're masters of the open seas, right? They're the Atlanteans, and they have complete control of the ocean. And it's completely delusional. It really is. It really is, especially at their age. I mean, carrying them, they went over to kill me and Sabella for, buying Funko Pops and books and just going out and having fun, riding the train in the park and all this other stuff. And it's just like, we do a lot
Ew, it's just a person trying to human. How you doing, girl?
It's like, one of the things that I noticed in that video that TJ and Carrie did earlier this week.
Person.
Just the hostility towards fun, towards enjoyment. It's like they want life to be miserable. They think life is miserable. And the only way they can feel better is by...
Sorry, didn't mean to misgender you.
Have lives more miserable than they do, right? They're constantly talking about Shanny and Jason. Constantly talking about other people who really do have miserable lives. But also at the same time, whenever somebody does have something good happen in their life, like Draven, or I think it's Draven, or somebody has a kid on the way. Might not be Draven, might be somebody else. I'm forgetting who exactly. But they've got a kid in the way, and what does Carrie immediately do? Carrie and Slytherin, and I find it fascinating that one of Carrie's best friends now, in her chat, one of her generals is basically named Slytherin, like a serpent, like a snake, right? They're kind of pointing out their own character in that, and nevertheless, but it's like they're already talking about how we need to get CPS on the phone.
Why are you involved in all this? Why do you have to know what Carrie's doing 24/7? Why do you have to know what TJ's doing 24/7? Are you keeping an itinerary? Look at that face. Ew.
Phone and blah blah blah. It's like, right, so you're gonna destroy somebody's experience with their baby because you don't like them. No evidence of abuse. The kid hasn't been born yet, as far as I know, but you're gonna sit there and try to destroy them.
Hey, Deviant. How
because
you
you think it's
doing?
funny. You know, and albeit with Shannon and Reggie, and that was abuse, and those kids needed to get out. But you're sitting there and assuming that because everyone you don't like, oh, everyone I don't like must be a child abuser. Like, you people don't encourage each other. You enable each other, you don't encourage it. There's a big difference between encouragement and enabling. Encouragement is if your friend, is gonna, go back to college and get a degree, gonna save up for a new car, gonna, go get that job that pays a lot more, and you're like, yeah, let's do this, and we encourage you. That's encouragement. Enabling is Carrie telling TJ, oh, I think it's so funny that you're, getting drunk and losing your shit on video for everyone to see because you're poking.
I don't know what's done in other communities, but in our community, we do support each other. I'm sure other communities support each other. I know we do. We encourage one another. We even wish people we don't agree with well. Not all of us are assholes. Borky, you're using how you behave as a yardstick as to how you judge others. Just because you behave like a total asshole and wish harm upon people doesn't mean that the rest of the community is like that. I just want to slap the taste out of your mouth.
Fine at people. Now, I'll admit, TJ is fairly witty, a lot wittier than Michael or Carrie. And he could be a pretty admirable person if he was a decent human being. But he's not. He's still floating. He's still living in a high school mentality. And that's what it is. It's a high school mentality. It's, look at me, I peaked at 15, and I'm going to be 15 till I'm fucking dead. Well, you got 2 strikes, DJ. You got 2 strikes. You had strike 1. Now you've had strike 2. Usually when people have strike 2, they become a lot more humble. Hell, even at strike 1, they become more humble. They become more thoughtful. They become more aware of the world around them. No, not you. You've got your hanging around with Carrie, which, I understandably she might be, the thing about it is like people will sit there and they'll be online. And, and Isabella made this mistake too. She thought that, Carrie and them were her friends. But then when she got with me, they immediately turned on her. And I made the mistake too. I thought, Tim Maris was a friend. I thought other people online were friends. And no, they were engineering my destruction. And they're pissed off because they didn't succeed completely. It's kind of funny because it's like, who am I to these people that they desire my destruction? It's very bizarre.
I just want to see you straighten the fuck up. But acting like a little prick. I don't want to see you destroyed utterly. No, that's Blue. Blue wants to see you destroyed utterly. Blue!
Who am I to TJ that he hates me so much? And the thing of it is, like, when I hate somebody, I leave them alone. I don't bother with them, right? I do my best to not bother with them. I mean, unless they're somebody like Carrie, who's constantly pulling bullshit and constantly making videos about me. So there's a tit for tat, right? Because in these people's minds, see, it's this. It kind of goes to the Israeli-Iran thing, right? Israel hits Iran and says, we're defending ourselves preemptively, which is kind of what Carrie
Hey,
does.
Irv ruined
And
his
then,
own life.
when somebody punches back, oh, how dare they do this to me? I'm a victim. Help, help, help. Nobody's buying it, Carrie. Nobody's buying it. I would encourage. I mean, TJ gave enough clues on his last videos. There's been enough clues that I'm fairly certain what happened with him medically. Now, whether the pneumonia happened before entry into the hospital or not, I don't know, but, you know, pneumonia really complicates things, and the fact that they had to filter his blood, I mean, that's a lot of stress on the body. And he's lucky he didn't die. But the fact that he's not going to sit there, like, he'll watch this video, and instead of sitting there saying, going, you know what, Nick is right, he won't do that. He'll be like, how dare Nick say anything about me? You know. Because it's, again, it's high school shit. It really is, and it's really pathetic. And it's really sad. It really is. You know, I would encourage TJ to, you know, figure out a way to have a healthy relationship with his girlfriend, the one that has a kid with him.
You don't know the situation. I don't know the situation. Stay the fuck out of it.
I would encourage him to grow the fuck up. You know, the thing about it is like, people sit there, and it's odd, because when people see childishness in the form of some 40, 50-year-old doing drugs, partying, you know, playing the video games, doing all that stuff, acting like they're still, you know, barely 25, they act like that's healthy and normal. But when they have people like, you know, what me and Sabella are doing, we just buy toys, we go out to eat, we, you know, we'd probably go to an amusement park if there was one. You know, we go to the fair occasionally. When the fair is on, we do go to the fair, we go on the rides, we do stuff like that. You know, we still drink, but I mean, it's not, you know, it's not the core of our personality, like it seems to be with TJ. You know, the thing with it is like, it's weird, because it's like I would do a video, I did that one video, like TJ was, I haven't even bothered looking how many hours that video that they did was of me. It was probably a 4-hour video, because that tends to be their live streams, because Carrie really wants that. Carrie wants that clout. I'll tell TJ, you know, Carrie does not give a flying fuck if you live or die. She doesn't. Because now that he's alive, she can pretend to be the caring friend, but she's not. She just wants him for clout, right? Because people are nosy. Her audience is nosy, because again, they're into the dopamine high, and they're nosy people. Now, if TJ would have died, she would get to sit there and act like she was his best friend, and that she knew him best, and all this other stuff, right? It's because this is what the narcissist does, right? The narcissist wants to focus on themselves, right? You know, it's like with Munchausen syndrome. You know, the mother makes the child sick, enables the child, or makes the child sick, and then the mother's like, oh, poor me. It's like, no.
Awesome. No one really matters but cats.
Literally, potentially die. And it's really fucked up, because Carrie's using him and he doesn't even see it, because he thinks that she's his friend.
Hey, Donna Cat.
You know, and I don't know why, you know, I don't know if TJ has any friends outside of YouTube. I would hope
Ha!
You know, it's interesting, because let's look at the atheism aspect of it for a moment, right? Atheists, for example,
Oh, here we go.
There is no God. It's a belief.
Here we
right?
go.
A non-belief, once you're aware of a concept, right? Right. We kind of always understand this from just a standpoint of logic, reason, and evidence in accordance with reality. So,
Crying out loud.
we know atheism is a belief. The problem is, when you say there is no God, okay, you can have that belief. However, that doesn't tell you how to feel about it. Whereas a lot of atheists attach.
What the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? Eat a fucking dick. Oh my god.
Nihilism to that, which says, oh, nothing means anything, everything is meaningless. Nihilism is a secondary belief. And you know, watching people like TJ, Aaron Ra, the Amazing Atheist, just, you know, Jacqueline Glenn, a lot of these people, I think Jacqueline Glenn's kind of like grown out of it,
Me
but she's still an
either.
atheist. So because she finds a
Me
lot of meaning
either,
in her child
Sunnyside.
and her career, etc. Whereas TJ doesn't seem to have any meaning, have any like that's what weirds me out of it. It's like you have a child, you're not with the mother, you're not, and again, maybe I'm wrong, I might be wrong, but it seems to me that you are not with your child, you're not with the mother, as if you're just some lizard that fucks another lizard and then you wander off while the other lizard goes lays an egg somewhere and the egg hatches and the lizard walks off and the baby lizard just kind of like does whatever, figures it out on its own. Humans don't do that, dude. Humans don't do that. Humans don't just figure it out on their own, which is an odd belief that a lot of people are pushing in our society. Oh, you're just supposed to get it, right? You're just supposed to get it. You're just supposed to go to sleep one night, a download is supposed to happen, and you're supposed to wake up and know exactly what to do in a given situation, right? Like you go to sleep, the night before your 60th birthday, you wake up on your 60th birthday.
No, you fucking figure it out as you go along, stupid. Like everybody else. How do you think I learned how to deal with things? You figure it out as you go along. What are you, fucking dumb? Oh, what the hell am I saying? What the hell am I? Patty? Why do you ask fool questions?
Birthday and you know how to drive. That's not how reality works. And yet you see this with the atheist, with the narcissist, with really a lot of people, a lot of different groups of people who have no real comprehension of how relationships actually
Hey,
work because they don't know how to
Tubian!
communicate with each other. Because they think everybody is just supposed to get it. I would encourage TJ, to take meaning, to find meaning in the relationship with his girlfriend, in the relationship with his daughter. I think he only has the one kid, but G-Man is another one. G-Man believes in God, and he knocked up some woman. He has a kid, and he won't even acknowledge the kid. I mean, I don't know, TJ, do you want to be like G-Man? Do you want to be G-Man, just on a different spectrum, right? We have the white atheist who neglects his fatherly responsibilities. And then we have a black Christian who's also avoiding his fatherly responsibilities, his parental responsibilities. I mean, it's just kind of two sides of the same coin. And maybe I am shaming TJ a little bit. You know what? It's all in good fun, right? It's not that deep, right? I mean, actually, it's incredibly deep. Because the only legacy most of us leave is how we made the other people feel that are still alive. How did you make those people feel? How did you make those people feel? Sometimes you don't know how to make some people feel. Other times you know how you make them feel. The thing of it is like, with what Carrie does, Carrie is desperately trying to make people feel like shit. As is Salami Nugget and like all these other people. And it's like, I've never understood this. I've never really understood this need for people to tear each other down. And I have autism, so I know I probably sound like I'm trying to tear TJ down. I'm really not. I'm genuinely not. I just find it fascinating that he spends so much time focused on me on a Monday night or on a Tuesday night. Like, he's never had a conversation with me. At least never a conversation with me in good faith, right? Like, the minute you have to call somebody a name, like if I tried saying, oh, I want to have a good faith conversation with G-Man, but then, every word out of my mouth was, the N-word, it'd be like, okay, you're not being respectful, you're not having a conversation in good faith, you're just trying to trigger this person, you're just trying to upset this person, And see, the thing with it is TJ and Carrie would argue, well, we have a group of people around us that think it's funny when we do these things. Well, okay, but it's not even a very big group. And it is very telling how Carrie is so obsessed with the fact that Draven only got like 60-some views on one of his videos over the course of 2 days. It's like, number one, why do you give a fuck? Like, why are you such a view whore? I mean, you think those fucking digits on the computer screen mean anything? Do you think any of that means anything? Like, you're gonna die someday, and on your gravestone, it's gonna read, the Bored Housewife channel had over 5,000 views on a video way back when. Nobody's gonna care. Nobody's gonna care. It's like some burger flipper saying, oh, I flipped 1,000 burgers in a year, okay? And it's like McDonald's, 8 billion served. Because, like, let's look at McDonald's, for example. Over 10 billion served, or however many billion it is, right? Okay, well, you've served all those people, but, you know, you did it to make money, and the food that you served was basically poison, which created heart disease, obesity, hyperactivity, all kinds of problems, right? Right. Okay. So it's like, where's the meaning? You can attach the meaning, you can create the meaning. You know, I would really encourage TJ to find some meaning in something productive, in something. Hey, probably when you were in your teens and 20s, you thought.
Really? Seriously, you fuck? You're going to tell someone else to find something productive to do and something meaningful to do when you've done fuck all with your life. That much I did manage to pull out of there. Son of a bitch.
You were gonna, you know, take the world by storm and really make something yourself and be, you know, something great. And instead, you know, you're working at fucking Olive Garden or something. I mean, I get it, it sucks. I mean, hey, I had big dreams when I was a teenager. It never happened. Oh well. I can either be angry or hateful and resentful, or I can just understand that's just kind of how life is. You know, the best laid plans of mice and men, you know. But while there's not much people can have control of, right? Because you know, I could go to a job interview and I can be dressed perfectly, I can have a perfect resume, I can do the interview perfectly, but at the end of the day, it's somebody else's choice, right? I can't control other people, I can do the right thing. I can do all the right things in the right way, at the right time, in the right way, and it still doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, I can't control the other person's choice.
Hey, no problem,
You know, I can't control
Sunnyside.
choice. I can control my own. I can try to persuade other
See
people to
ya.
change their choices and make good choices. But, you know, if that's not what they want in life, I mean, I have to respect their choice. I have to let them make their choice. And it's like Carrie, for some reason, doesn't want to let people make their own choices. She wants to shame them. But it's just a point and laugh. And in reality, she wants them to make bad choices because she wants the views. I wager in 6 months, she'll turn on TJ the way she's turned on other people like Draven and so many others. So many others. Because if you're not useful to her, then you don't matter to her. And I suggest TJ start focusing on people who do matter, like his girlfriend and his daughter. Go to fucking couples counseling. Make that fucking thing. Watch videos and read books on how to communicate better and how to have better relationships. You know, make the fucking effort. Take meaning into that. Find meaning in that. Create meaning. Because, dude, you know, you've already struck out twice. Third time, you know what they say in baseball, 3 strikes and you're out. You might...
You know what, Corky? I wouldn't take advice from a fucking virgin who got laid by Sabella. I wouldn't be giving advice if I were you. If I were you, I'd mind my own business.
not get a third chance. Probably won't, actually. Especially if you keep drinking and doing the drugs the way you've been doing. Especially if you keep raging about people who really don't fucking matter online. I mean, really? 4-hour videos about me on a fucking Monday night. Really? Really, dude? I'm sitting in bed with my woman. I'm watching Babylon 5 reruns on Amazon, and she's watching whatever period piece about Bridgerton or whatever else, you know, The Tudors or whatever else she's watching. Because that peace in your life has to stem from the peace within yourself. It has to stem from the peace within yourself and the love that you have for yourself within yourself. And I'm not talking the narcissist love. The narcissist sits there. The narcissist sits there and pretends to love themselves, and it's all performative because actually they hate themselves because there's nothing there. There's nothing inside them. It's just empty. It's empty. They're an empty vessel. You know.
Pretty much like your empty skull.
Like I look at somebody like for example, I saw a TikTok a while back of Aaron Ra, and I'm using him as an example. I'm not picking on him. I don't have anything against the guy, but you know he's sitting there doing these like little TikToks, trying to convince Christians, and he's using the same arguments that he's always used, and you know the arguments aren't really that good, but at the same time, it's like I'm sure he had, you know, a desire to a degree to be as big as you know Dawkins or you know other people. Like I remember The Amazing Atheist, he was going to become as big as Dawkins, and AOD, Agent of Doubt, told me how Happy Tabby fucked it up for him. He said, you can't control other people. You know, and I hear a lot of atheists, you know, it's like, they're all about survival of the fittest, survival of the fittest, evolution. It's like, no, dude, if evolution was a sentient force that actually knew what it was doing, humans would be a lot different, right? We'd be a lot bigger and stronger. We'd be a lot, you know, we'd be able to handle a lot of climates without needing all the technology, all the clothing, all the whatever, right? Right.
Actually, Corky, what do you think humans did before all this shit? We were meant to live in the harsh climate. We lived in the harsh climate. What do you think the fucking pilgrims did? What do you think that the people who were on the land before the pilgrims got here did? What do you think the Eskimos do? What do you think that the Europeans did? What do you think that before, you know, in the Bronze Age, in the Roman times, in the Egyptian times? What do you think? That this has always been? Is your brain baked?
So it's like, survival
Hey,
of the fittest
Soren.
means, actually, it means survival of the most adaptable, the ones with the ability to adapt. And, you know, your body, TJ, gave you a pretty loud signal that what you're doing isn't working. Not just on a physical level, but on an emotional and mental level. I know you don't believe in the soul, but that's fine, whatever. But from a physical, psychological, and emotional standpoint, you are killing yourself. You're killing yourself. Because you're holding on to hate, you're holding on to resentment, you're holding on to hostility, you're holding on to the ideas that you had as a fucking teenager, and you're not growing the fuck up. And you're hanging out with people who are basically human trash. I mean, you want to call me and other people trash? Fine, not a problem, don't really care. But you're hanging out with Carrie, who literally does think you're a piece of shit, and she's going to exploit you in any way she can.
See you,
Because I've been watching
Blue.
her for the past 3 years that I've been with Sabella.
Take care.
Carrie is a dyed-in-the-wool narcissist who's going to say and do whatever she has to do to get the applause and the accolades she wants. And if she feels at some point that cutting you down, cutting you off at the knees is what she needs to do, she'll fucking do it. I would suggest, TJ, and you can take it or leave it, I would suggest you find a way to have a better relationship with the people in real life and focus on raising your kids so that there's someone you're proud of and who, at the end of the day, when they're adults and they have their own kids, you can be proud of her, and she can be proud of you, and then you can be proud of your grandkids. But I mean, it's up to you. That would be my wish for you. That would be my wish for you. If I could give you a blessing, which I can't, I would encourage you to be healthy so you don't have a third strike. Because that third one, when it happens, you're not going to come back from that one. And I hate to see anybody die. I hate to see anybody not live their full potential. And dude, Carrie's got you on the fast track to self-destruction. You really need to fucking think about it. Really. And I know right now you're probably still in the mentality, you're just gonna laugh at this video, you're gonna ridicule it, you're gonna mock it. Fine. Okay. Maybe it'll take a year, 2 years, 5 years for you to wake up and say, you know what, Nick was right. Maybe you'll never say it. But at least I got to say what I said. Y'all have a great day, everybody.
And that's all I've got for tonight. I want to thank everybody that came and saw me. You guys rock. I don't care if you were here for 10 minutes, 10 seconds, of the whole thing. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. You know why? Well, do you? It's because nobody else will. Now, y'all take care, and I will see you tomorrow after work. Bye. Peace.